In this video, I'll show you how you can create a recurring invoice in Zoho Books. So if you're using this as your accounting software and you want a recurring invoice, this is good for like management services or like social media, anything that really needs a recurring invoice. Here's how you would create it. So click on the quick create button in the top right hand corner. Here you'll then see recurring invoice. Now a recurring invoice will be billed at the same time every month. So we'll configure that now. So enter in the customer name. If you don't have a customer added already, you can click on new customer and you can fill out their name, their company, and then any other relevant info that you might have about the customer. You can add their email address because this is how the invoice will be sent. You can also send it manually as well, but I would add their email address. So you can add that info. Also make sure the currency that the invoice will be sent in is correct here. So in my case, I'm working with GBP. Payment terms, due on receipt, you can also change these as well. That's basically it for your customer, and once you've added your customer, they will always be here and you can just click here. So I've added John Media, that's the customer that I'm adding. So I'm going to add as the profile name here, John Media again, and we can add an order number if needed. Now here where it says repeat every, you can choose here if you want to bill them on a 2 weekly basis, monthly, 2 months and so on. Most of you probably might want to bill every month. You can choose if this ends on a specific date. So if you're working with a 3-month trial, you can just add this date to be 3 months after the start date. You can also have this so it never expires. And then here you've got the payment terms of how quick the payment needs to be sent after each invoice. You've got the subject here, so you can just write out what this is. So let me just say management services for YouTube. You can then add the item details here. So I would add what the subject is. I would add that to the item details. You might want to put like ongoing management services. And then here is where you would put the price where it says rate. So let's say it's £250 per month. That should update here. And then you've got here any discounts you can add. You've got customer notes. And you've also got terms and conditions. Here you might want to add your billing info and also the terms of the payment. If you just want the customer to bank transfer you after every invoice, you can add your bank details here. So you would type in your bank details here. Now, if you do want them to be able to pay straight from the invoice, you can click up set up payment gateway and you can then activate these. You can activate credit card, PayPal and so on, but you are going to have to set that up in Zoho Books. Then if you want to communicate via email, you can add the person's email and name here. And as far as everything else is concerned, you don't need to do anything else. You can then click save and it will generate the invoice. There you go. The recurring invoice has been created and it is now active. Now it will then be sent, for my case, every month. So you can see the next invoice date is recurring monthly. Then you can go ahead and record these payments once they come through, or if you set up automatic bank fees, it will probably be able to record it for you. But that's how you can create a recurring invoice. I hope that helped.